So I am a fan of classic literature, classic movies, just classic stuff. I'm an old soul, always been an old soul. And the other day, a friend of mine here at Ramsey Solutions, we were talking about stuff that we're reading and it's inspiring us, and some of the old stuff is kind of popping up, because we were talking about how I love to look back at history and say, how did people, leaders and everyday folks step up in times of great hardship and crisis? And he said, man, I was reading a poem the other day. He's like, do you know Rudyard Kipling? I go, oh, yeah. And he started to say, he's like, I was reading. I said, was it If? He said, yeah. And so I looked it up this morning. I want to read this to you because I teased this at the start of today's show. I said, if you can do this, you're going to be okay. So I want to read one of the greatest poems ever written. And I think it's as relevant today as it was the day it was penned. This is If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired of waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build 'em up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Now you have to adapt older writing to modern times, but I hope you heard the inspirational truth in that wonderful poem. If. I wish I could have interviewed Kipling, but as I reread that this morning in preparation to read it to you today, I couldn't help but wonder, did he know that the name of the poem was If before he started it? Or did he decide to name the poem If after he wrote all of the words? And the reason that I wonder about that is because I think the beautiful power in the title of that poem being If is it leaves it up to us. I think that little tiny word made up of 2 letters challenges us today in times of crisis and uncertainty, and tomorrow in times of favor and times of harvest, whatever time you're in your life. If is the challenge. If. That means the choice is up to me to get up, to keep getting up, to keep moving forward, to dust yourself off when you fall, when you fail, to keep moving when those betray you, to keep moving when you're hurt, to keep moving when you've been lied about, whatever it is. If. It gives us as humans this unbelievable power to choose. If. What a great challenge. I close every show with 2 words that are over there on that board. Press on. If I decide to press on, I will not allow my circumstances in the now to hold me prisoner. If. As you walk through your day today and each ensuing day of your life, may you have the awareness and the emotional courage to say, if I walk away, what happens? If I quit, what happens? If I lie, what happens? If I criticize, what happens? If I encourage, what happens? If I invest, what happens? If I don't quit, what happens? Oh, the power of that little word, if. I hope that encourages you.